1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a great way to make sure I can get the timestamps on this friggin' thing, because every time I record, I forget to make a loud noise or an indication so I can see in editing what the heck I'm doing. Welcome to the Bear Creek studio. Today I'm recording here because my house is currently occupied by some Irishmen? Some people from Ireland. I don't know how to say that. So I'm in here recording a video, so I hope you guys enjoy it today. I'm talking about Bear Creek Goods, my business of almost 2 years. Well, I say almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years, January 2020. So 1.5 almost years. But welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you for joining me this week. It's crazy. I've already done 3 of these, and I'm stoked. I'm excited because it means I'm on a train. I'm rolling right on through, and I'm very just pleased with myself right now, trying to take advantage of all the time I have to make stuff. So I wanted to talk about something a little different this week, and it's actually my business, Bear Creek Goods. And if that's new to you, it's because I've probably never talked about it in depth before on this channel, and so I'm excited to dive into that this week. Bear Creek Goods is an all-natural based company. We make soaps, bath bombs, bath products, outdoor goods, but it's all natural, all good stuff. Now, you may be asking yourself, Jacob, how did you come to be part owner of this business? And well, that's easy because my mother is actually the sole creator and maker behind it, and I really just do the marketing, the photos, the website maintenance, all that jazz. And really, we work together to make this business work, and we've been doing it since the tail end of 2017, but truly since 2018, January 2018. So we are a year on year 2 currently, but a year old. So we're still relatively new, and we're loving every minute of it. We're learning something every week, I should say. We're learning something every day, and there's always new challenges. Year 2 has started off super strong, and we are eternally grateful for everybody who's purchased and supported us, or even shared our Instagram page or Facebook page, because that helps out so much. So how did this company get started? Well, back in 2017, the latter portion of 2017, I was kicking around some ideas for some businesses, because at that time I was working at a newspaper, fresh out of college, and I still didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I still don't, honestly. But I knew I wanted to own a business. I've always known I wanted to own a business. I've had so many business ideas in the past. Especially when I got older and through college, I realized that I didn't want to work for anybody else. And not that I had a bad experience or anything like that, because I've been super blessed with all the job experiences I've been able to have. But I just have this gut feeling that working for somebody else, I just wouldn't be happy. And that's something that I have been pursuing for the past 3 or 4 years consistently. And now with this business, it's becoming more and more of a reality. And so around the same time I was kicking around ideas for the business or businesses that I wanted to start, my mother got back into making soaps. And as a young kid, I remember my parents were really into making soaps. I think they read something called the Firefox manuals or something like that. And that's kind of survival-based stuff. And my parents have been really into that since I've known them. So she started making soaps, and one day I came home from work kind of frustrated, and I said, you know what, Mom, why don't we just start our own business? Why don't we just do this? I'm at a good point in my life where I don't have a lot of responsibilities. I could, eat ramen forever. I could eat ramen until we got this thing off the ground, and basically, that's what we did. And the first year was rough. I will admit I wasn't on top of my game. I wasn't focused. Being a journalist, you work long hours. And it was just, I was always so exhausted. Over that time, I realized that in order to make a business, especially if you're relying on another job for your income, you can't just drop at your job, because you got to pay the bills. You got to keep the lights on. I was very fortunate because Mom was super motivated and already. She's just super, once she has a task, she just goes out and does it. And I really appreciate that about her, because this business would not be here today without her hard work. She makes everything. She makes the soap, the bath bomb. She's made all the ingredients. She's spent hours, looking at recipes and making her own and kind of combining the two to make really great products. And I think we have some of the best products, all natural soap, bath bombs, that sort of stuff that I've seen anywhere. It's been awesome. Mom's been great. And I've learned a few things here and there. I know how to make soap. I'm just not too good at it, so I'm still practicing. And it's fun because we have a whole, I wish I could find it, a whole book full of ingredients, like secret ingredients, of stuff we make. So that's a lot of fun to have our own thing. So right now it's a unique opportunity to build a business. And this isn't going to last forever. We're not always going to have a golden age of social media where we can go and spend, $20 on an ad and reach 2,000 people. So I'm really definitely taking advantage, or trying to take advantage of this time to grow and build the business. Not every day is a walk in the park. Obviously, Mom and I have our creative differences and ideas of what we want to do, but at the end of the day, we're both partners, and I'm very glad that Mom is my business partner, because she, like I said, she's super motivated, super understanding, and she definitely lets me have a lot of free reign in the regards of making like the brand and what it is. And Mom definitely does all the making right now, so I'm very blessed that she is so dedicated to the craft and teaching me along the way, and vice versa. I think we make a good team because they're dang it. Stop it. You may be asking yourself, Jacob, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to have your own business? What's the point of it? My goal is not to go out and make $1 million. That's not my goal. My goal is to create a business that is authentic, that is something I can look back on and be proud of, regardless of if it continues for the next 30 years or the next 1 year. Whatever it may be, I want to have something that I'm very proud of. I would love to have this be a long game and have this be able to turn into my job, because that's what I want. I don't want to be under somebody's thumb, So even though it's hard to build a business, it's not easy, walk in the park by any means, but nothing good is built overnight. I know that's cliche to say, but it's very true. You don't see all the hard work that people put in on the back end of stuff. All you see the finished product of a lot of businesses. There's so many hours poured in, I can imagine, especially at, the corporate level of things, from hundreds of thousands of millions of people, who have poured their ideas and their creativity in, and their numbers and data crunching and all that stuff. So obviously this is a very small scale, and I'm passionate about making good stuff. I'm definitely learning that I have a lazy tendency, but I'm slowly weeding that out. I'm really trying really hard to push myself every day to, instead of watching 2 hours of YouTube videos, go and, upload some photos or edit some photos or take some photos or think of some ideas or jot down something in your journal, rather than watching 2 hours of YouTube. So, at the same time, I'm also trying to change and rewire some of that stuff inside of me, because not that I'm lazy, super lazy all the time, because I know how to work hard. It's just some days when you come home from work and it's been a long day and you've dealt with this and dealt with that, it's easy just to flick on the TV every day. It's so easy to get in that routine and that rhythm that, you realize that a whole 3 months have passed and you haven't done anything. I'm always good at coming up with ideas but not executing. So I'm really trying hard in this, season of my life to be more on top of it, be more responsible, and just be more involved in what's going on, because I don't want to sit down and watch life go by. I want to turn 30 and not have done anything. I'd rather have failed at this business than not at all. Instead of watching 2 hours of YouTube or an entire movie that I've watched 5 times, or an entire movie that I watched 5 times, I want to make something. And again, it's always a challenge. It's a daily challenge. It's a daily choice. And again, it's part of that sort of that slow rewiring. We can all do this. We can all make our own businesses. Whether or not they work or not, that's not what we're talking about here. But we all have the opportunity and the ability to. It's how we use our funds and how we use our time that actually, that really affects whether or not you do it. And again, this may fail. Who knows? I don't know. I'd rather it not, because that would mean a lot of money gone. But at least at the end of the day, I would have learned something. So a little interesting tidbit, our first show, our first year, really, our goal was to make $100. And that may sound like an absurdly low number, but you have to think, we had never sold anything at this scale ever. Our view of the business world was very small and limited at the time, and I'm sure it probably still is in some ways. But we went to our first show out in the hill country, and it was an okay event. There wasn't a lot of people. It wasn't overrun with people like we would have hoped, but we definitely doubled our booth fee. And we sold more than $100 within the first show. And within the first month, it was like $500. So, obviously we've been growing ever since. We've had some months where we're $1,000 or over $1,000. We're not having orders every single day, not every hour, of course, right now. But it's cool to see because, going into January, being a full-fledged business with a website and all that good stuff, and have been around for a year, we weren't really sure what our January was going to look like because it was after Christmas, after January 1st, after the holidays. People don't really spend a lot of money, but that first month I think we made $600 off of 2 people alone. That month was amazing. January 2019, I'll never forget that because that month was just, it blew my mind. It was amazing how well we did. We're seeing the ebbs and flows, and our shows have been different. We found shows that we really like. We've built up clientele around certain locations around San Antonio and the hill country. So we have people who buy online, people we don't even know. It's amazing. People will find us online or see us at a show. They'll pick up a card. They'll say, hey, I'll check you out. And we've been super blessed to have some great customers in the San Antonio area and to have found some amazing shows. Like if you're ever in this area, check out SoFlo Market, check out Lotus Market Days. And if you're in Abilene, check out a People Party Production. They're a really cool production agency that promotes creators and connects creators with other creators and customers. And it's really cool. We've met some really good people along the way, and it's just a lot of fun. So that's just kind of an interesting tidbit about, where we came from and where we are now. We would obviously love to have, sales coming in every day. We would love to be able to make this a full-time job. And again, in the future, that is our idea of, that's the next step. I think the next step for us, in my mind, is getting a location where we could, set up have a brick and mortar store, like an old-fashioned kind of place, just make it really cool and just make it a space that people can come and buy stuff, but also interact and just chill and have a good old time. I think at the end of the day, it's just about building something that matters, something that lasts. How do we make money? Well, we make money by going to a lot of outdoor markets. And I wish there was more indoors, but that is not the case right now. Especially in Texas, when it gets super hot in the summer, we're kind of just melting our faces off trying to sell soap. And it's successful. It's just so miserably hot outside. We go to a lot of markets. We go to 2 to 3 a month, which is almost every weekend a month, and we really enjoy that. And another way we make business is that we are on a wholesale site called Fair Wholesale, and it is an amazing site. Although we haven't got a ton of traction on there, we have had a few sales, and we are very grateful for that. And then the other way is our website, bearcreekgoods.com, where we sell directly to customers. We've shipped to Hawaii, we've shipped to Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, Minnesota, I think, or Wisconsin. I'm not sure. One of those. Sorry, guys, if you live up there. I'm not really sure which one is which. But we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of success. So we've had things go all over the continental U.S. And then Hawaii, which is really fun. And we're always looking to expand, obviously. So we're at a stage now where we are perfecting what we're doing. We're taking our recipes, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, seeing what people like, seeing what they don't, and just kind of going off there, but also sticking to the brand, what we want to put forward, what ideas we want to promote. I think as a business, to consciously think about what you're saying and what you're putting in your products and what you're telling people, and not trying to gyp people, because a lot of businesses do that. And again, I don't think of myself as a business first. Obviously, I think of myself as a human, so I always try to put myself in other people's shoes, like, well, what would I want to hear if someone was trying to sell me something? Again, it comes to that. I don't want to be up in someone's face and pushing stuff on them, and I don't want to lie to them about stuff. If someone's definitely allergic to something and you say, oh, no, that's not in there, and then they have allergic reaction, A, you could get sued, B, I would feel really bad. And I don't want to feel bad about that or get sued. So we're going to stay in the safe lane and be honest with people. And I think and I really wish all businesses we do. And I really wish all businesses And I really wish all businesses would do that, but unfortunately they don't, which is just part of consumerism in America, unfortunately. So, all right, let's try to wrap this thing up, Jacob. So, what's the future? The future is a brick and mortar store, a brand that is recognizable to people, something that they can trust, something that brings joy, but also utility to people who are looking for something that is not artificial, something natural, something that they can, look forward to using. So the future is growing, expansion, looking at the world, and seeing where things can be improved. And again, there are a million people who make soap in the United States and probably a few thousand alone in Texas. But I'm striving, and we're striving as a business to be recognizable and to be the Texas brand of handmade soap. And we have lots of competition. People have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years, and we're barely on year 2. That's okay. We're going to take it to them. We're going to be honest. We're going to stick to what we know. We're going to go with our guts and intuition. And along the way, if we pick up people who like us, great, because it's amazing to grow the family and have people appreciate what you do, because we definitely appreciate people who go out of their way to support us. And we've had several people in the past year and a half who have done that, and we are so grateful. So if you're one of those people, thank you so much. You're amazing. And we couldn't do it without you. We really couldn't. Okay, and that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I really appreciate you. I know this one was kind of longer, definitely had more substance to go off of, more ideas flowing, and I could talk probably for 3 more hours, but I definitely won't, because I'm trying to keep the value here. So thank you guys for watching. If you are listening on your selected podcast app, this is also in video format on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jacob Karre, where I upload videos every week. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Who knows what we're talking about? No idea. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.